strategist and sage, Athena's influence on war and knowledge across time. Once upon a time, in the golden city of Olympus, Athena, daughter of Zeus and goddess of wisdom, courage and warfare, stood as a beacon of intellect and strength. Her birth alone was remarkable. She emerged fully grown and armored from Zeus's forehead, a powerful symbol of the mind's triumph over brute force. Athena was revered across the ancient world for her wisdom, yet her association with war set her apart from Ares, the god of violence and bloodlust. Where Ares thrived in chaos, Athena fought with strategy and precision, favoring reason over recklessness. Her shield bore the terrifying image of the Gorgon, Medusa, a reminder that even in battle, intelligence could triumph over the most terrifying of foes. One of the most famous stories of Athena's intervention is the myth of the Trojan War. The war itself was chaotic, a swirling tempest of human pride, revenge, and divine influence. Athena chose to stand beside the Greeks, not because she sought bloodshed, but because she admired their cunning and strength. She appeared often to guide Odysseus, a man she saw as the embodiment of her own values, bravery tempered with wisdom. It was Athena who helped him devise the famous Trojan horse, the ruse that ultimately ended the 10-year siege. Odysseus's mind, like her own, was sharp, patient, and strategic. Through her guidance, the Greeks claimed victory, and the city of Troy fell not to brute force, but to the brilliance of a single idea. Athena's influence didn't end there. In the centuries that followed, her legacy became woven into the fabric of human civilization. In Athens, the city that bore her name, she was honored as the protector of democracy and knowledge. The Parthenon, the grand temple built in her honor, stood as a symbol of how her values shaped the city's philosophy, arts, and governance. Athenians believed that true strength lay not in dominance, but in wisdom, and their advancements in philosophy, architecture, and politics echoed Athena's teachings. Even in modern times, Athena's influence is undeniable. Every time we value knowledge over conflict or choose diplomacy over war, we honor her legacy. The concept of just war, the idea that war should only be fought for noble purposes, with restraint and wisdom, finds its roots in her ethos. From the halls of universities to the strategies employed in warfare, Athena's principles endure. In the realms of science and learning, her owl, a symbol of wisdom, remains a universal emblem. The phrase "wise as an owl" reflects how Athena's watchful gaze still oversees our pursuit of knowledge. Moreover, her influence on gender dynamics persists. Athena, though a warrior, was also a figure who transcended the limitations of gender in a patriarchal world, embodying both intellect and strength without compromise. In every decision where wisdom prevails, in every moment when strategy overcomes sheer power, Athena's spirit lives on. She continues to remind the world that true victory, whether in war, politics, or life itself, comes not from force, but from the brilliance of the mind. Athena's legacy stretched far beyond the ancient temples and mythic tales. Her story became a blueprint for civilizations to follow, illustrating how wisdom could shape the future, even in the face of overwhelming conflict. In the centuries following her worship, the ideals she stood for took root in the philosophies that would guide the world. The scholars of Athens, inspired by her, laid the groundwork for rational thought, democracy, and the search for truth through reason. Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle, all of whom contributed profoundly to Western philosophy, were born of a culture that revered Athena. She became the invisible force guiding their inquiries into ethics, politics, and metaphysics. Her influence was not confined to the West. The ideals of wisdom and strategic thinking that Athena embodied resonated globally. In Eastern cultures, similar values took shape, from the strategies of Sun Tzu in The Art of War, where intelligent warfare and understanding one's enemy are emphasized, to Confucian thought, which placed wisdom and virtuous governance above forceful rule. Though Athena's name might not appear in these texts, Her ethos mirrored the wisdom that crossed oceans and cultural boundaries. In the Renaissance, Athena experienced a rebirth, as scholars and artists looked back to the classical age for inspiration. The thinkers of the Enlightenment, in particular, embraced her ideals. They sought to replace ignorance with knowledge, superstition with science, and tyrannical rule with reasoned governance. Athena's shield, a symbol of protection through wisdom, could be seen in the works of Voltaire, Rousseau, and Jefferson, who shaped the age of reason and the rise of democratic ideals.